Okay, so we are back again with the Golf 7R. And if you remember from the last video, we stopped by pulling out the motor because the motor sounded like this. Now, I got the motor out, and if you do remember, I said I was gonna be removing all of the hanging parts. So that has been done, and yeah, everything is off, and we are ready now to start stripping this engine to see inside what the damage is and if this motor is going to be repairable or not. So what we're going to be doing now is taking out the coil packs, the fuel pump, this is the high pressure pump, this vacuum pump over here, the oil filter contraption here, and we're going to be removing the sump and looking inside the sump to see how much damage is actually there. Yeah, so enough talking, let's get started. Now, I did make such a silly mistake when I was putting this engine onto the engine stand. I'm not sure if any of you have saw it in part 1, but I left this metal plate on when I bolted it up to the engine stand, and I left the rear main seal in, which is very difficult to get because this thing is in the way. So I'm going to have to get the motor back onto the crane, remove these parts, and then bring the motor back on the engine stand, and then I'm gonna continue stripping this motor. I just wanted you guys to see that because we all make mistakes. So yeah, now that plate and the rear main seal is off, we can finally get started on stripping the Golf 7R engine. I have a feeling that I'm gonna regret asking why they got Victor on that cam magnet bolt and on this one on the timing cover. Now we know why they put Victor on this one bolt that was here, because they snapped it in the cylinder head. That is gonna drill out easy, but I might have just jinxed it again and it might just be very difficult, but we keep moving. Now this here, you normally have a special tool that comes in a timing kit that will hold that crank pulley at the back behind in place, but I don't have that tool with me right now. I'm still gonna get that, so I just used a roll of insulation tape. Don't judge me, it's working for now. So this Golf 7R actually wasn't supposed to end up with me. We found this car on auction, and it was the very first car my friend had ever bought, and at the time this thing looked like a solid deal. So we were like, okay, let's take a chance. We knew that it might have some problems with it, but we didn't expect it to have a bearing knock. But that was fine because we were willing to take the risk because of the price. We got this car quite cheap. I mean, around 200 grand for a 7R. So whether we either gonna be able to repair this motor and build it from the ground up, or maybe we have to go the route of replacing the motor if the damage on this engine is too bad and it's unrepairable. So that's the story of how I ended up with this car, and hopefully I can have this car back with him soon. Okay, so here's some damage. What we're looking for is on these journals, we want it to be as smooth as that. Here there is somewhere, it's not catching my nail, it's quite scratched. I'll have to have a look at this and see, but there's nothing, there's no catch there. It would be nice if it was as smooth as this, so we might be able to reuse this, or we might have to get a new one. This is the exhaust cam. There isn't any damage. Maybe a little bit here. I might have to put a new cam on this car. The intake cam also got somewhere on the journals. I think it might be better if we just put 2 new cams. The journals on here feel great, so that's a relief. Okay, so I'll look into the head a little bit more later on. Let's get the cylinder head off. So far, this doesn't look too bad. This part is savable. The cylinders look decent. There's no scarring or any scratches, so this is giving me some hope on this motor. So let's dig a bit deeper. Let's turn the motor around and see what we see on the other side. Are you guys ready to see finally what the damage is inside of this motor and where all of that noise is coming from? I'm also going to try and explain to the best of my ability. I know a lot of you experienced guys and stuff know what a bearing knock is, but just in case there is a few people out there that don't know what I'm talking about, I'm about to show you, and I'm going to try and explain to the best of my abilities so you understand what's going on here. I don't know if you can see already without me opening. You can already, I don't know if the light is coming through correctly, but you can tell just by looking at this which one here might have ran a bearing. So if you look at this conrod, so this is the bearing cap, and you can see that it has changed color. You can see it's got like heat spots on it, so that means this got very hot for it to change the color of the metal compared to that one where it's just like uniform silver throughout. But that one is definitely going to be our problem. So when the car was idling and we heard that knocking noise, this is that noise compared to this one, which I can't even move. Let's check the other 2 cylinders. That one seems okay, and that one. So it looks like we only ran a bearing on cylinder 1, which is this one here by the timing chain. That sounds terrible. I'm a bit concerned about this one now because the damage here seems quite bad, and I really doubt that this crankshaft is gonna be savable. Normally you can maybe cut the crank, you can go oversize, but that's not something I'm willing to do on this engine, because it's a high performance engine and the tolerances on these motors are quite small. Cutting the crank, it could leave us with a problem down the line. Hopefully we can get a brand new crank at a good price. Are you ready to see the damage now? What? Okay, so normally there's supposed to be a bearing in here. And the bearing is so far non-existent, but that is a lot of damage on this crank. Okay, I really have no idea where the bearing is. Okay. Both sides. So even on the con rod. Oh no, wait. I can see it here. That is now part of this crankshaft. I don't know if you can see the slip here. That is the bearing, which is supposed to be attached to this part. So this is a lot of damage. So this bearing spun. Now let me show you what the bearing's supposed to look like. Okay, so this one, you can see the bearing. Okay, it's not too badly damaged, but this here, this is your engine bearing. And as you saw, this sits in here, and then, okay, so that sits here on top of the crankshaft with this cap here. And there'll be a thin layer of oil between this bearing and the crankshaft, which allows this to rotate freely. Now, if it gets loose in here, and this bearing starts spinning around in here, we end up with something called a spun bearing. And we get that noise of this thing that was making that knocking noise, and that's why we refer to it as a bearing knock. Now if you remember from the first video, when we drain the oil on this engine, and you see that gold, is because these bearings are made up of many materials, and I think the first layer, well, the base layer or whatever, is made from that copper goldish material. And when they get worn away, you start seeing that now in your oil. So when you drain your oil and you see that gold material, then you know that these things are worn out. And sometimes you get the bearing knock because it's on that con rod, and sometimes it will be on this cap. So each one of these caps here that holds this crankshaft into place has a bearing on it as well. But those generally don't knock when they are worn out. So if you do drain your oil and you see gold and there's no bearing knock, chances are one of these main bearing caps here is worn out, or the bearing is worn out. Yeah, so you can see that this is the piston and con rod from number 1 cylinder, and we can see that there is a lot of damage. Yeah, it's supposed to be a smooth, shiny surface like that. It's supposed to be a smooth, shiny surface. This has a lot of damage on it. So chances are that this con rod is definitely no good. So this is how it is upside down in the engine, and that is the bearing cap there with the bearing sitting in the middle around the crankshaft. What can happen is, if you keep driving it like that, you can eventually end up breaking this rod. Because of that vibration, you can cause micro cracks in this, and if that piece breaks, it can fall to the side and it can make a hole inside your engine block, and you will be left with something like this. Now, this is a piston and rod from my City Golf that I broke a while back, but yeah, this is what can happen if you continue driving with a bearing knock. This could break. So I really hope I explained that in a way that you can understand and it makes a little bit more sense, and you are following along and you know what's happening now with this engine. From what I can see here is, so far, I think it is repairable. I think it might be repairable. I'm gonna have to get, let me get some pricing. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try and price some of these parts. And maybe, well, definitely a new crankshaft, definitely new rods, new pistons, new cams, new oil pump. So it's going to be a complete rebuild. If it is worth it, but I think it is because the block is good and the cylinder head is good. So I think I'm going to be rebuilding this engine. That is going to be it for this video. And in the next video, hopefully we got everything that we need to rebuild this engine. Now, I got a few parts in mind that is going to take this motor to the next level, because these engines are already quite strong and they can handle a lot of power. I've seen so many stock engines handling a lot of power. We can put some upgrades into this motor when we are rebuilding and assembling this engine. Yeah, so stay tuned for the next video. It is going to be really awesome for us to reassemble and put a few upgrades into a Golf 7R engine, and we can make this one of the strongest engines. Maybe, look, we're not going to be pushing crazy power from this car, but it will make it a lot more reliable for the future. So it's practically just future-proofing this engine. And yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited as well, because we got some awesome things coming up. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it, and stay tuned for the next video.